Hey guys, welcome back. This is Cam. Today I want to do a video about potting up some orchids that I imported from Malaysia. If you guys saw my unboxing video, if not, I'll post a link above. You know that I import a lot of orchids recently, and I have about 110 orchids that I need to repot. I ordered about 7 different orchids, or about 8 different type of orchids. And one of the types that I'll be repotting today is this Brassavola nodosa Minnie Mouse. This is a very hardy orchid. This kind of orchid do best if you mount it. It needs to be dry out in between watering. From what I read online, this kind of orchid grows in semi-desert area. So I don't think these would do good in moss unless you live in a very dry climate like in Southern California here. You might be able to get away with it if you mount it with moss, but you definitely do not want to pot this up with moss because the root will definitely rot. Now, due to the fact that I import these orchids, the root has been dried out, and 2 weeks of transport time is a little too long for these roots to survive. But I'm not too worried. Reading up on these orchids, they are semi-desert type. That means they can grow root back easily. They're very hardy. I think the definition of hardy is they're almost impossible for you to kill them unless you don't water them for a long period of time. If you water this when it dried out, then you definitely could do good with this kind of orchids. This would be placing in a high bright light area. I have this greenhouse that I can put it in where it will receive afternoon light, very bright light, and this would typically need more light than your typical phals. Okay, so your phalaenopsis grow where you grow your phalaenopsis, you need about I would say 7 to 8 times more light than your typical phal. So this will go with the Cattleya type of lighting. So if you don't give it enough light, then it's definitely not gonna bloom for you. It look kind of small, but hey, this orchid is compact size. So if you have a space issues, this is a perfect orchid for you to own. And today I'll be potting this in this bark that I have. I have a lot. I have about 20 of this Minnie Mouse. And the way you pot this is you don't pot it too deep, just enough so the rhizome sits on top of the media. Let me bring you guys a closer look at what I mean. All right, so hopefully you guys can see it. It's just sitting right on top of the media. The rhizome just sitting on top of the media. That's what you want. You can stick this if you want, but the way I water mine is that I don't take it in and out. I just let it sit on top of my greenhouse, the shelves in my greenhouse, and I was just gonna basically pour sprinkle water all over it. Now, the way I water these days is I spray water using a misting functions on my garden hose. I just spray them like that. Just mist them like that. So the top layer will be moist, and then the bottom layer will be moist as well. Eventually, the water will drip down when you spray it. This way, I don't waste a lot of water, and so I basically that's all I did. I just sprinkle them, and they'll be fine. Now, some of this when they arrive, it's already separated it. I don't know why, but I think it's because the packing, when they pack it, they might have accidentally knocked it over and pack it a little too tight or whatnot. Some of the divisions came out naturally when I took it. That's why you see this one right here only have 3 canes, and there's no viable roots, and I don't see a new growth. So this one, I'm just gonna let it sit in my moss tray, and I'll see if it's gonna put out some new growth. Now you have something like this. There's already 2 new growths showing. You see right now, right here, 2 new growths showing, and I think there's gonna be new growths coming out as well. So like this one, I potted up. It was just gonna take me a few months to get root system established. once the new growth mature, I'm sure I'll get a new root system. Okay, so let me show you guys how to pot it again. You want to put some media in the pot, like so, and then you want to just place the plant how you want it to be potted. Okay, now the new growth is this way, so I want to give more room to grow on this side. This is a 2-inch pot that I have. You don't want to be too big of a pot, knowing that this is a semi-desert type of plant. You don't want it too big of a pot, because you're gonna risk into overwater issues where the roots gonna be rotted. Okay, so that's all you have to do. Just put in that, let it sit like that. Like I said, you can stick it if you want, but I'm not gonna move these once I move it into a greenhouse. I'm just gonna spray water on top of it, and they're not gonna be wobbling around at all. I fixed my greenhouse shelf so that these 2-inch cup here, 2-inch pot here can actually sit on top of my shelf comfortably, because the space of the shelf is the spacing is about almost 2 inches in between, so these cups cannot be sitting in. But then it's gonna wobble once I place it on the shelf. So I put some chicken wires around it, chicken wire fence that I use, and I just put around it, and this to stabilize the pot. Just gonna sit on top. Okay, I won't bore you with the rest of the repotting process. That's how it's done. You're gonna see more series of my repotting process that I import from Malaysia in the next few days. So stay tuned. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and also hit the bell notification. Okay, thanks guys for coming. We'll see you next time.